Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Sally Pinto and I'm from the Yonkers Newark neighborhood naturally occurring retirement community. We launched back in January of 2020 and we're here to serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We have lots of fun programs and activities, and we also have a lot of resources for you as well. Our programs include meditation chair yoga, body mind fitness, bingo, and any other programs that you might be interested, like arts and gardening. We have our resource specialist, Alexa Smith, who can help you with finding services and activities out there for you, as well as our nurse, Barbara Simone, who can help answer your health-related questions. We're here for you, we're here for our community, and we look forward to seeing you in our programs. Enjoy.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alexa Smith, the resource specialist with the Yonkers Newark. I'm here to help with application assistance, referrals for home delivered meals, and transportation services will be coming soon. We also offer Zoom activities and Zoom programs. And if you have any other questions or concerns, I'm here to help. Thank you so much and enjoy the program.
Welcome. I'm Barbara Simone, registered nurse. I recently retired from Westchester County's Health Department as a public health nurse. I am now here to try to assist you with any medical or preventive care issues. Enjoy this program, and I'm looking forward to working with you.
To be with you, a joy to be here. Great team to be a part of. As I always start off saying, no matter what's going on before or in my life or any of our lives, it always seems like people are picking up different tasks, jobs, whatever it needs to get here and get into this workout to start our Wednesday, as everybody's saying. And that's a beautiful way to start our Wednesday. We got a typical schedule coming up here today, some seated exercises, some standing exercises. We're focusing on our mobility. We finish with some meditation. We focus on our mindfulness throughout. We pay attention to what's going on in the particular movement we're doing and how that affects our whole body, our whole mood, our whole spirit or soul, as he was saying just a moment ago. And in particular with that, mindfulness, one thing that helps mindfulness for me is repetition and depth. And this is something I mentioned a few times at the start of workouts, just something to focus on today. We're going to repeat the workout. If you were with me 2 weeks ago, I'm in every other week, pretty similar setup to that exercise and pretty similar setup to a lot of movements we do. There's some basic squat patterns, some lunging patterns, work for our shoulder, our back. We're going to repeat basically that workout from 2 weeks ago. If you were here, then it's a chance to go deeper. If you're new, follow along. You'll be able to get right involved. But if you've been here for a while with me, and some of these movements are some of the same movements now, I try to give variations throughout to make them more difficult. But also when you're behind your screen on your end of things, really start to know and learn and own these movements. How do they affect you? Know them deeply. What does the rhythm feel like? What's a good squat for you? What's a squat that's not feeling so happy today? And what might be a way to ease that or to soothe that or to improve that. And that also applies to our meditation. We're going to finish with about 10 to 15 minutes of a meditation experience today. But really, that would be best if you could take that out into your own life and repeat it a few times throughout the week, throughout the month, whatever you could do, and go a little deeper. I do 10 to 15 minutes, but probably on your own, 15 to 20 might be great. Expanding some of the lengths of these workouts or particular exercises you like. So an invitation today for repetition and depth. Take some movements that work for you, go deeper, repeat them, know and own them more. But to get into that, we'll start off as we normally do. Oh, I'll also say I'm in a new part of the room. Had a little lighting difficulty. I'm normally just right over there, but I sort of like this space. I think I have a little bit more room. You could see me a little better. So this might work out well for us. A little bit of a change, some new life to the program. But to get right into it, we'll start with our warm up. We're going to move from the bottom of our body, from our feet, right up to our neck today. So we'll be sitting towards the front of our chair, good posture throughout. As we go through these movements, our posture might slump. We might get a little relaxed in our chair. Always mindfully reminding good posture, good alignment, good breath throughout. And to get warming up, we're going to just do some nice slow toe taps. So I'm going to move back so I can already see. So you can see me a little more. We're just going to go opposite both legs. We're just going to reach out, nice gentle tap right out in front, keeping good posture on our upper body and reaching out as far as we gently can. Start of the workout, nice and easy, just getting warmed up, reaching out, trying to reach out farther and farther as we can with our toes, getting our legs warmed up. What's called proprioception, our ability to know our body moving through space. How close am I to things? What's my balance like? That's all proprioception. And just moving gently and trying to find a point to reach out to. Helps to wake us up, gets the mind working with the body. And that's a good start to our workout today. Let's go out a little wider, so we'll just reach out. We've done these toe taps before, so now we're just reaching out a little farther. Again, wherever you could reach to, while keeping good posture, strong through my core, upper body is staying solid, and we're getting the hips, the legs, the calves, all warmed up. We're breathing throughout, noticing what's happening to our body. Now let's reach across. So now we're going to do some cross ones. A little more shuffling in our chair maybe. Take your time if we need to. A little bit more shuffling going on now, warming up even more. Excellent. Pause there for a second. Always taking your time on your end. I can't always see what's going on your end. If I seem to be going a little too fast for you, know yourself, slow it down. If you're ready to speed it up a little bit, add some intensity. I trust you to own some ends of your workout while I'm doing what I'm doing over here. Moving up our body, we're gonna get the hamstrings warmed up, the hips warmed up. One of my favorite stretches. We're just gonna start off by kicking our foot out, our heel, our toe's gonna be facing up to the sky, our heel's gonna be flat on the ground, and we're just gonna gently lean forward at the waist, and our leg's gonna be pretty straight, but it might be just a little broken. We'll feel a nice stretch in our hamstring, down through our calf, heel on the floor, toe pointing up to the sky, gentle stretch. Trying to breathe gently and easily throughout. And a good little rule of thumb is on the exhale is a good time to go deeper into the stretch. And let's bring that leg back in. Let's kick the left heel out. Toe's going to be pointing up to the sky. Slight bend at the waist here, but my chest is staying flat. My back is flat if I turn to the side. Chest is out. Posture is still good. Breathing steady. Gentle stretch through the calf, through the hamstring on the underside of the leg. Let's bring that leg back in. Okay, let's kick the right one out again. Toe pointing up to the sky, heel on the floor, good posture, gentle bend at the waist. Adding a little bit more of a stretch to this, we're going to get what's called thoracic extension in. Opposite arm, so my right leg's out, left hand's going to reach up to the sky. I'm going to look straight line through my body, nice posture, looking up right at my hand, feeling a good stretch through the side, through the chest, still through this hamstring. Holding it all gently, calmly, wherever you could get to. Good breathing, big smiles throughout. And let's pause out of that movement, gently returning to our center position. We'll go to the left side. Left leg's going to come out, heel on the floor, toes pointing up to the sky, legs straight, gentle bend. Feel the good stretch in the hamstring coming. Now we reach our right hand up to the sky. Look up at that palm. Good alignment through the body. Steady breathing, big smiles. Good, and then bring that arm down and return to center. Excellent. Body's getting warmed up. We're going to move up through a little bit more of a focus on our midsection now. We're going to do some turning hugs, gentle hold on this. So just give yourself a nice little hug, and we're going to go pointing to where the top arm is pointing. So my left arm's on top, so we're going to go around to the right this way. So good hug on ourselves, left arm up top. We're going to turn to the right, gently looking over your shoulder. As you exhale, turn a little bit more. Not torquing ourselves, not hurting ourselves. Gentle turn, trying to turn more and more fully while keeping our feet flat on the floor. Good, and then return to center, shake everything out. Always getting loose in between, feeling our looseness, feeling our mobility. We're gonna give ourselves another hug. Right arm's coming up top, gentle turn over, looking back around over our back, turning from our midsection, feet are staying flat on the floor. Good hug, turn around. I'll let you hang out there for a few minutes. As you exhale, a little bit more deeper into the stretch. Excellent. Let's return to center, shaking everything out, moving up the body some more, starting to get the shoulders and the necks involved here, shoulder and the neck involved here. One of my favorite moves we're going to do today, that good morning yawn stretch. We normally go like that. We're going to take this slow though. We're going to do this as a warm-up movement. We're going to pause at each major portion of the lift. We're going to hang out there for a second. We're going to shake things out, get loose in this movement. So start off, we're going to bring our palms facing into our face. So palms facing our face. Good solid core position here. Sitting up, wiggle those fingers out, move those wrists around, just feeling loose in this position, wiggling all the fingers out. Then we're going to reach up overhead. Now reach up high, turn those wrists around, move the fingers, get loose up here, get comfortable. Feel what moving all those wrists around, moving those fingers around. How does that make everything else feel? Reach up nice and high to the sky, reach up even higher. And now let's turn around to the side. We're going to go around to some arm circles. So now hold here and do some gentle arm circles forward. Nice and tight, nice and easy. They don't need to be big. Wiggle the fingers out as you're going. Good, and then let's come back to that starting position. Palms in front of the face. Good solid core, good solid posture. Move the wrists around there, move the fingers around there. Get the wrists all happy. We're gonna reach up overhead again. Okay, reaching up overhead, reaching nice and high, moving our wrists around. Maybe hearing some nice, gentle little cracks and pops. That's okay. Come around to the side. Good posture. Let's get some arm circles going here for a few seconds steady. Excellent. Good. Shake things out. That's a great warm up. Hopefully the breath is moving a little bit more. Blood's pumping. Maybe a little sweat is cracking. Those are all good signs that we're ready to go into the sort of meat of our workout here. So we're going to do a couple sets of seated exercises, a couple sets of standing. We'll be working that basic ratio we love, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Great ratio for any exercise you'd like to do, any workout. That's what we do here. We got 5 exercises in our first seated set. The first movement's going to be a good march. Okay, this will get us even more warmed up, get the blood flowing, get the heart pumping. We're going to do that good morning yawn move at sort of speed at pace. Okay, that's why we did a little bit in the warm up. Nice big circles, reaching up like we're yawning, big overhead. That's what we're doing. Second exercise. Third is going to be heels to toe. So different variations on this. We kick our legs out to heels, bring them into toes. That's the most sort of basic one, sitting upright from that move. As we go, we could, getting more difficult, we could brace ourselves more and plank more and come forward. So you're going to sort of control the range of motion on this. When we get really warmed up, little variation is we'll do it totally off the ground. Okay, but that's going to be the most difficult version. Maybe that's for you down the line a little bit. I'll talk you through that as we go. Fourth movement is going to be that dragon dance. We're going to follow the tail of the dragon, keeping our palms together in prayer position. We're going to get nice and loose and mobile there. Fifth movement is going to be squat to stand. Just working that basic squatting pattern, one of our favorites. This will be our fifth movement. 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. I'll give you those ratios. Give me your best work. Adapt as you need to. Listen to your body. Big smiles, deep breath throughout. Let's jump right into it. We'll get started on marches in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sitting towards the front of our chair, trying to get those knees high, elbows high. Full range of motion here as we can. Feeling the shoulders work and the elbows, the arms, the back, the legs, the core. Full body workout here. And we'll work hard for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. Next up in 20 seconds is going to be that good morning yawn. Good posture, feet flat on the floor, upright, chest out. Palms come into the face, reach out up overhead, push out to the side, come back in. Nice flowing motion here. And we'll start into that in 3, 2, 1. Circular, gentle motion, guys. Not causing anything that causes discomfort. Going at your own pace. Slow it down if you need to. Speed it up. But this is getting our shoulder, our back, our neck, our arms out to our wrists. All nice and happy. Keep working for 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. Next movement in about 20 seconds is going to be heels to toe. We're going to kick out, heels on the floor, toes pointing up, come back in. If you can't see, I'm up on my toes here. Kick out, come back in. I'll show you some variations as we go. I'll turn to the side in the middle of the movement. As you lean back and kick out more, that makes the movement more and more difficult. If you lift your heels up off the ground, that's going to be the most difficult version. Let's save that for the second set for everybody. Let's warm up to this by doing the ground-based version. Kick the heels out, come back in, touch the toes underneath you. So I'll turn to the side so you can see that a little better maybe. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1. So kick out, come back in, toes underneath. Kick out, come back in, toes underneath. If you need the balance, if you got some arms on the side, that's fine too. If you could balance yourself, that's great as well. Great start in this new movement, guys. Similar to our flutter kicks we do or leg extensions. Just a little variation on that same pattern. Let's work for 3, 2, 1. Oop, there goes my water. Excellent work on that, guys. Always a good reminder to be drinking water throughout. But our next movement is going to be the dragon dance. Good posture facing forward. We start with our hands in that prayer position, and then we let the tail of the dragon start to guide us. And as we warm up, we get farther and farther out into those rhythms, into those motions, warming up the major joints, the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, getting those in all sorts of new alignments, arrangements. That's the idea with the dragon dance. Let's start into that in 3, 2, 1. Okay, starting in tight at first, get the elbows high. Remember that the hands are staying in that prayer position. That's what makes this more of a flexibility move, mobility move. But then as we get more and more warmed up, we get those elbows working, get the shoulders working. Starting off gentle this time. Maybe we more imagine it as a fish. Whatever's the best imagination for you. And we'll work on this in 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. Reminder there, the idea is think of all the different ways our shoulders, our elbows, and our wrists relate to each other. All sorts of different three-dimensional spaces. The dragon move helps us to move through all of that and loosen up all those range of motions. Fifth exercise, bringing our first set to a close. It's going to be a simple squat pattern. Sit to squat or squat to stand. So from the chair up into a squat, go at your own pace, and we'll start in 3, 2, 1. So good squat form as we can. Using the legs. Good steady breathing throughout, everybody. Five more seconds here, guys. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. That's our first set. We'll pause there for a little bit more of a break this time. You know the 5 exercises now. Hopefully we're feeling warmed up. Now we can really give ourselves to these exercises, full range of motion, full pace, of course, if you're ready. But that's what I'm feeling. I'm listening to my body. I'm letting my body guide me through my workout a bit. And when we get back into this, we're going to be ready to go. But also always a good time to grab a drink of water. Excellent work on those movements, guys. We'll get right into our second set of seated. 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. You know the movements. Let's get into it. We'll start off with our march, and we'll get going on that in 3, 2, 1. Getting the elbows nice and high. Feet coming off the floor as best we can. Knees coming high. Getting the core involved. Good posture throughout. Working hard for 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. Take a little pause there. Next up is going to be our good morning yawn. Palms coming into the face, reaching up overhead, pushing out to the side. Nice circular motion. If you've done this a bunch with me and that rhythm feels good, you could always turn it into an alternating motion. That's going to make it even more fun. But we'll start off with the basic one. Doing that together in 3, 2, 1. Nice circular flow here, slowly increasing the range of motion of the shoulders. If you've been doing this a lot, you like this movement and you want to try a one-armed alternating version, it's a little bit of a weird rhythm at first, but worth a try if you want to try it. Good posture, guys. Deep breathing. Let's work for 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Good upright posture throughout that, guys. Good breathing. What I feel when I go through that is the whole shoulder complex warming up, getting nice and happy. That's why it's one of my favorite movements. Next up will be heels to toes. Okay, guys, basic version. Good posture, heels out, toes underneath. As we lean back, we can make it more of a plank. Maybe that's the version we'll try on this one, okay? And let's get into that in 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to plank a little bit more this time. Toes in. Heels out, toes in. Using the chair if I need it. As I'm able to pull my arms away, that's getting the core involved more. Nice and slow on this one. No need to rush. Get into a good position. Toes back in. Always fine to use your hands if you need them. Let's work for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work, guys. Excellent. A little bit of a new movement there. Drawing on the flutter kicks, the leg extension kind of movements we like to do. Working that basic pattern in a different way, involving the core a little bit more deeply. That's what we like to do here. Next move, going to be that dragon. This will get even more intense as we're standing. But for now, it's just getting the shoulders all nice and happy and warmed up. So let's start in that good prayer position, feet on the floor, upright posture, and just start getting into it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, this time let's get in even more range of motion. See how high your elbows could get while that prayer position remains. What are the different positions your wrists could take? Your elbows. Can we go higher? Can we go out to the side while keeping good posture? Get down low. And let's work for 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. A little bit of a Qigong flow there. It's all about the rhythm, the energy, the flow, the circularity. Next up to finish, we got squat to stand. Squat pattern, essential. We get into and out of chairs, desks, cars, all sorts of things. Having a good squat pattern is good. Try to take this at a different sort of starting position. If your legs are often wide out in life, let's try to bring them in. If your legs are very often in, try to go a little bit wider squat. Teach your body a different way of approaching the squat. I'm going to come in a little tighter, but you do what feels good out there. And let's start in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm just noticing I bring my legs in, changes up the feeling of the movement a little bit. That's what I mean by mindfulness. That's what we mean by variation, giving our body different stimuli. That's a nice, happy, healthy body. Let's work for 3, 2, 1, and let's finish with a stand. We're going to move to standing in a second. Certainly, if you need a break, take that break. Good time for water. I'm going to adjust my camera slightly. Let's see how that does for us. Yeah, I think we're happy there. That seems pretty good. We'll adjust as we go if we need to. So we're going to move to standing, guys. As you know, our chair is there for balance, support, safety. Use it as you need it. But as you feel strong and safe and secure, to step away from that and to be able to do these movements without that support, that's certainly one of our goals here. We got 5 movements we're going to get into, similar to the first. It's that idea of repetition and depth. We're going to get into a march. I'm going to do a slow pace march. I'm going to invite you to as well, where we hold the top position for a few seconds each. It's going to feel less intense at first maybe, but it'll give us a different stimuli for our body. The next up is going to be from a crouching position, from a good, what's called a horse stance, good crouch, getting the quads involved. We'll do that good morning yawn move. Third movement, we're going to do forward kicks. So we can use the chair. Okay, we're going to do forward kicks. We could use the chair, or as we're feeling good, we could not use the chair. So chair's easy to do this with the chair, or could use the chair for balance, but we'll also step away as we can. Fourth movement, the dragon dance from a crouch position here. And the fifth movement, chair supermans. We often do balance, where I have you hold like this. We're going to turn the back of the chair to us. We're going to put our right leg, we're going to put our left hand on the chair, and we're going to lean out and go into a leg extension back, squeezing the glute. And then if we can, as we feel strong, we're going to turn this into a Superman. So your Superman could be right here. If that's as high as you get, my right arm's reaching up. We could turn over more and more into a Superman. We'll hold that on each side for each set. So I'll explain that as we get a little closer to it, but that's the basic idea. So those are our 5 exercises. 4, we've done a lot. We'll fine tune that chair Superman as we get to it. But for now, let's get into our marches. Again, I'm going to do a slow pace on this, a little different, holding at the top of the position. So let's get into that together in 3, 2, 1. So coming up into a march, hold. Coming up into a march, hold. Okay, trying to get to good 90 angles as we go. Holding that good body position. Working a little bit of the balance, a little bit of the isometric strength. It's not going to feel as intense of a workout yet, but as you can see, I'm already struggling with just the basics. Getting as high as you can. Got a few more seconds on this, guys. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Little different rhythm there. If you want to do a regular pace march, you're certainly more than welcome to. But this is really working some isometric strength, some static strength, some non-moving strength. That's really important. So it's worth giving that a try, trying to make it a difficult exercise. Our next movement will be the crouching yawn. So we're going to get down into a good, what's called a horse stance, good crouch, and we'll do that yawn movement from here. And we'll start in 3, 2, 1. Palms coming into the face, reaching up overhead, pushing out to the side. Good crouching stance, good circular flow. We got the quads involved here. Good breathing throughout, big smiles, everybody working hard, feeling a good flow. Let's work for 3, 2, 1. Excellent. We'll work forward kicks next with our right leg. So again, using the chair for balance, trying to kick forward. If we can take our arm off that and just use our own body as high as we could get the kick, that's okay. So if we're right over here and that's all we're doing, that's okay. Have your chair next to you if you need to grab it, but I'll let you decide which of those sort of variations you feel best doing right now. And we'll get into that in 3, 2, 1. So we're just focusing on the right leg for now. Okay, does not need to be super fast. We're not actually trying to kick somebody over. This is about strength, feeling strong, feeling mobile. We'll work the other leg on the next set. Don't worry about balance for now. We're working all this right leg. Let's work hard for 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. That's also preparing us to lunge more strongly, preparing core strength. It's vibing off some of those leg extension moves we do. The body's a whole package. All of these movements sort of support each other and work with each other. Fourth movement is going to be that dragon dance here from a good squatting position, good horse stance. Hands into prayer position, and then we're going to follow that dragon, getting more loose with it as we go, as we feel comfortable. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're feeling more and more warmed up, hopefully. So we might find that more naturally, those shoulders, those elbows, those wrists are just happier getting into different positions. And that's what this dragon dance is teaching us. Feeling good posture throughout. Getting the elbows nice and high, down low. Coming up nice and high. And we'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Good. We got one more move here. Chair Supermans. So I'm turning to the side just so you can see me. We're going to put our left hand on the chair for balance. We're going to reach out with our left leg. That's the starting position. If it feels like that's all you could do, we could just hold that for the set. But if we could reach our right arm out and then try and get as close to Superman taking off as we can, that's what we're looking for. We're going to hold that for as long as we can, hopefully the full 40 seconds, but do what you can, stick with it as long as you can. So we'll start together, left arm on the chair, left leg kicking back, nice and straight, right arm ahead, and let's start in 3, 2, 1. Just a good isometric balance hold, guys. Breathing steadily, feeling strong, holding for as long as we can. Squeezing that glute, trying to keep that leg straight. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. Good new movement there. Building off the balance work we do, building off a lot of the exercises we do. That's a good chair-based Superman type movement. Okay, we're going to come back in a few seconds to our second set. Good time to grab a drink of water. You know our 5 movements. We'll work through these, and then we got meditation coming right after that. So we're going to get into a march first. I'm going to encourage that slow-paced march. Feels a little different, less of a get your breath flowing, get the sweat flowing type movement, more of what I'm referring to as isometric. How strong can we be in stable, static positions? Hugely important kind of strength, different than other kinds of strengths. So let's get into a good march hold together in 3, 2, 1. Just a few seconds up top on each. Finding that good position, being able to hold it. Aiming for 90 degrees at all our joints. Couple more reps here, guys. We'll pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Again, if you want to take a movement like that at full pace, you're certainly welcome to, but I encourage you to try that slower pace march. Slower pace versions of any movement are a good variation throughout a workout. But we're moving into that crouching yawn. Good horse stance, widen that out, get a little deeper if you can. That's another way to make this harder. But we're going to get into our good morning yawn in 3, 2, 1. If you've been with me a lot, we could turn this into an alternating version. Reaching out to the extremities as we go, stretching out from our center. We'll work hard for 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Next up, we're going to support both sides of our body here. So we're going to do our forward kick from the left side. You adjust as you need. Remember, we can use our chair as we need to, but as we're able to step away and do this ourselves, that would be great. So we'll start in together in 3, 2, 1. So as I take my arm away, you'll see my sort of rhythm changes up. But I trust you to find that on your own. We'll work for 3, 2, 1. Excellent job, guys. Couple more exercises here. We got our dragon dance, and then we got the right-sided Superman. So get down into a good crouch here. Hands in that prayer position. We could get the legs involved now too. Improv it, treat it like a dance, good movement flow. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. See, I could gently incorporate the legs, get the quads going. Nice flowy movement here. Pause in 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. One more move. I'm going to kick my chair to the side. We're going to get the right hand on the chair for balance. Our right leg's going to kick out. Left arm coming up overhead, trying to get to a nice Superman takeoff position, holding that for as long as we can. Let's get right into it together. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Reaching out overhead. Holding that good position. Maybe you're only to there. If that's all you get to, or there, wherever it is, that's fine. It's progress, it's growth. This is a tough movement. I can already tell my right side doesn't look as strong as my left. I know something I need to work on. Fighting hard to keep that good posture. Arms reaching high, legs reaching straight. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent job, guys. That's a great finisher movement. I invite you to begin to transition to our meditation. Grab a little bit of water. Consciously begin to slow the breathing down. And I invite you to return to your seat. Man, that Superman move did a lot for me. I'm needing to slow my breath down. But that's a good reminder for how we can transition into meditation. Life can get our breathing worked up. Life can seem tiring. Life can take our breath away in good and bad ways. And the beauty of transitioning from a workout like what we just did into a meditation is the ability to consciously slow all of that down, calm all of that down. It's all good. The workout's been great. It's good that we have systems in our body that get us excited, get us moving, get us breathing, get us engaged. It's also good that we can choose to back off of those, to calm those down, to settle those when we need to. And that for me is what the particular meditation we'll do today is great for. We've done it many times. It's something I do naturally, probably 2-3 times a day. But intentionally, I try to treat it as a practice a few times a week. I've done it in my life intentionally twice a day at times. And that's been a really great gift of a habit to me. And that's what I just refer to generally as a daily review. The particular version I practiced is called the Examine. I got that from Jesuit priests, if you happen to know them. They run like Fordham and Fairfield U and BC, all those schools. They taught me this particular method, but certainly Ben Franklin was doing a daily journal. We have bullet journals today. Lots of ways of reviewing our life, looking at our life, what's happening, what does it mean for me? And this is a great practice to really commit to doing regularly. It really starts to pay fruit and bear fruit when you're able to do it consistently and have it become that inner habit. The basic format I've shared with you is highs, lows, and hopes. Very simple. We look at a stretch of time. I like to look at a day. I think that's sort of one of the most basic methods. But you could look at half a day. You could look at the last hour. You could look at the last month. You could look at the last year. If you've been out of a mindfulness practice, you've been away from any sort of spirituality for a year, take a couple days even to do highs, lows, and hopes with your last year. Simple structure, give yourself the time. It will reveal its fruit in time. So I'll guide you through a basic version of this. I'll have you look at your last day. I'll have you look at the high moments, dwell with those, savor those. I'll have you look at the low moments, treat those with compassion, understanding, mercy. And then I'll have you notice hopes that come out of that. What do you hope for your life to look like tomorrow? And what do you need to get there? How can that become a reality? It's not a goal-centered practice. This is not about, I need to earn a certain amount of money tomorrow or whatever. This is, what do I want my life to feel like and look like? So we begin by sitting with our feet flat on the ground, or whatever prayer, meditation posture is good for you. We begin by breathing in through our nose, holding that breath for a moment, and calmly exhaling out of your mouth. Begin to settle into your awareness in this space, in this moment. Letting any distractions float away like a cloud on a summer day. And then I invite you to bring to mind your last day. And letting your mind roam over that day, I invite you to look at the highs. Let them come to mind naturally. Whatever moments you felt most deeply yourself, most truly yourself. Whatever that looks like to you. most peaceful, compassionate, engaged, courageous. Just look at and savor those moments and sit with them for a bit. Drawing any inspiration or savor you can from them. And then the next step is to look at the lows of the last day. This is not a chance for judgment or fear or anger. It's just a moment to notice when you fell into some of those lows. It's human, it's normal, it's understandable. But where were you less than the version of yourself you want to be? Where were you alienated or distanced from yourself? Just notice those moments with love and mercy. See what led to them, see why they happened, see why they came about. But above all, look at them with mercy and compassion. And then the third and final step are your hopes. Hopefully drawing together some of the observations and insights you gain from the first two steps, the highs and the lows. You can say, how do I hope to be tomorrow? What do I hope for tomorrow to be like? Again, I hope this is not a moment to fall into pure goal setting or calendar making. But this is, how do I want my soul, if you may, or my spirit or my life force to be tomorrow? What's the fullest version of yourself you would like to be? And sit with those hopes and see what insights they bring. And then we could gently begin that meditation, begin to bring that meditation period to a close. We could return to full awareness in this moment, in this space. We could gently wiggle our fingers and our toes. Shake our neck out. And that's a wonderful little structure. You could apply it to the last hour of your life. You could apply it to the last 10 years of your life. Just the amount of time and space you give to it changes. You could turn off the radio in the car in the middle of your day as you're going from one appointment to the next. You could quiet down and do it for 20 minutes at the end of the day. Very mobile, very adaptable. I'll just share that what I noticed is the world seems to be changing so often, so quickly in a macro sense, news updates, but in my own life, business changes, different arrangements at work, different patterns, policies, procedures. And in that, I start to see people, or yesterday I did, more as enemies, more as that person's getting in my way. That person is causing my peace to be taken away. It's the fault's out there somewhere. And maybe that's true. But as I looked at the happiness memories, I remembered that one person yesterday spoke to me and just shared that something I said months ago about meditation affected them. And they developed a meditation practice out of that and are still doing it. And that was the high of my day. And that friendship, that sharing, that's what I want my life to look like more. Not enemy making, but sharing, learning, and growing. And so that's my hope going into tomorrow. And however that plays out, whatever it means, that's fine with me. I'll look again tomorrow and see what comes of it. But this is a practice that grounds me, settles me. I hope it's something you could use in your day. And I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis and Barbara from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Westchester County Legislator Ruth Walter, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.